Number 28 in the Italian collection from 88 Films is Amok. Now I had wanted to see this one for a while. It's got Barbara Boucher, it's got Rosalia Nelba in it as well, or Neri, sorry, and I was really curious about this one. I wasn't sure what I was getting. The cover kind of offers up the fact that it could be a giallo type movie, and to a certain extent it is, and it's set in Venice. We have this writer who's in his home, we have his friend, it seems to be there, which is Rosalba Neri's Eleonora character, and we have Barbara Boucher, who turns up as Greta, who's going to be his new secretary, who works for the publishing company that publishes his books. We get Farley Granger as Richard, the writer, and between these three people, that's pretty much the crux of the story. These three people in the house, and they all relate to each other in different fashions, and that's where the real story and mystery and the fantastical elements of this one comes out, because Greta is there for a reason. She's there because her friend used to be the secretary who just seemingly vanished, her best friend, her lover, and now she's there to figure out what happened to Sarah. That's where we kind of get embroiled with Richard and Eleonora, as they are very twisted characters, very strange characters that like to manipulate, twist the people within their household. They seem to have these sexual parties where it alludes to their drugging people and making them do things they don't want to do, and just constantly pushing the boundaries on that one. There's a scene of Eleonora quite clearly drugging Greta at one point and taking advantage of her, and what is admittedly an absolutely stunning slow motion sex sequence between these two stunning women. But it just kind of alludes to the fact that these people are very manipulative. And as Richard the writer starts to realise that Greta may be there under false pretenses, he comes up with an idea of a story, and he starts to leave recorded messages for her to type out about a mystery, about someone, a secretary who is brutally murdered and dumped in the river, and how somebody takes over her role as a secretary and is trying to figure out the truth. And you have that very playful nature throughout the movie, as these characters all feel extremely duplicitous in the way that they are telling each other facts or stories, or twisting truths or half-truths. There is a police person there as well that's kind of half included. There is a fisherman who lives close by the house who kind of half included. There's the servants that are always kind of there in the background, but it's all about the three main characters and how those characters interlock, play together, and how they are very twisted in their machinations. It's much like an almost erotic thriller. There are plenty of nudity and sex scenes within this one, but they feel like a purpose. They feel as if they're there to really highlight the negativity and the manipulative characteristics of both Eleonora and of Richard, and how they are really kind of twisted. They're in their own world where they feel as if they can almost do whatever they want to do. Amok was a really interesting film. I quite enjoyed it. I loved the character of Greta and Richard and Eleonora. I thought they were terrific. They were well cast, and it was great to see these performers together, obviously having a good time making this movie. I thought the locations were really great, whether it was out hunting or whether it was moving from the island to the city on boats, and the idea of being in Venice and the canals and that. I thought it was all expertly handled and really nice visually to look at, and it had a real curiosity at the heart of this, a real mystery that drove the story forward that I really liked. Amok is not for everybody. It is plentiful with its nudity and sex scenes, with its twisted nature of story, but ultimately I feel it's a good murder mystery and a movie that's kind of indicative of 70s Italian films. If you're into these kind of movies, I think you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of this one, and I recommend it. I'd love to know your thoughts on Amok. Let me know in the comment box below. and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.